Hi there. It's Saturday, the 11th of May, 2024, and I'm back again with developments on the upcoming elections in South Africa. The Independent Electoral Commission of South Africa has appealed an earlier ruling from the Electoral Court that had judged that Jacob Zuma is eligible to stand as a candidate for the Umkhonto weSizwe party. The IEC argued in the Constitutional Court that Jacob Zuma should not be allowed to stand as a candidate on the MK party list, and like I said, the Electoral Court earlier on in April had ruled that Jacob Zuma is eligible to stand as a candidate, and if developments were to go in his favor, he could actually stand to be elected as president again. And so that's the latest development. And on Friday, the independent lawyers for the Independent Electoral Commission argued that Jacob Zuma was convicted of a crime and was sentenced by the Constitutional Court itself for 15 months for contempt of court. And Jacob Zuma had defied a ruling of the Constitutional Court to appear before the state capture inquiry, and was subsequently sentenced to 15 months in prison. Lawyers for Jacob Zuma and the MK party had argued that judges who had earlier sentenced Jacob Zuma in the original contempt of court ruling 3 years ago should stand aside, and that request was turned down by the Constitutional Court. Lawyers for Jacob Zuma, in their submissions to the Constitutional Court, argued that Zuma was jailed without trial, and that contempt of court is not a crime at all, and therefore Jacob Zuma should be left to stand as a candidate for the Umkhonto weSizwe party in the elections that are going to be held on the 29th of May. And so those are some of the arguments. The hearing is still continuing, and if you want to hear updates on these and other stories, please subscribe if you have not already done so. So why is this case so pivotal in these elections? This is the first election in nearly 30 years of democracy for South Africa where the ANC's majority is being challenged. It's expected that the ANC is going to, the vote tally for the ANC is going to be below 50%, with polls predicting that it might be as low as 40%. And court cases involved in Jacob Zuma are politically sensitive, especially in KwaZulu-Natal, where the majority of Umkhonto weSizwe supporters come from, and which Jacob Zuma considers as his political base. Earlier on, when Zuma was jailed for contempt of court by the Constitutional Court in 2021, that ruling triggered a wave of unrest with people rioting and looting, especially in areas surrounding Durban, and that left more than 350 people dead. In these proceedings, Jacob Zuma's supporters have threatened violence again should things not go their way. And although on these court proceedings at the Constitutional Court, there were just a few dozen MK activists wearing the party's green and black colors, They chanted outside the court in a show of support for Zuma, and yeah. So what's at stake in these elections? The Independent Electoral Commission has asked the Constitutional Court to set aside the earlier ruling from the Electoral Court because it had said it had received 22 objections to Zuma's candidate as a candidate for the Umkhonto weSizwe party, and it is feared that those objections might actually turn out to ruin the credibility of the outcome of the whole election process itself. And the Independent Electoral Commission brought this challenge to the earlier electoral court ruling, and the ANC itself fears Zuma will take away voters from the ANC, especially in KwaZulu-Natal and in certain places in Gauteng and Mpumalanga. Consider this: in the elections in 2019, the ANC got 4.7 million votes in KwaZulu-Natal, and with Jacob Zuma on the ballot as an MK party candidate, those votes are under threat. And like I've said before, the ANC fears for its majority, and polls predict that for the first time in 30 years, the ANC is going to, its vote count will be below 50%, with some polls predicting 40%. So that's things as they stand, and the ANC fears that it will lose its majority. Thank you for taking time to listen to this recording. If you're interested in material of this kind, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.